Hello. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I'm happy to see you, my friend. I'm really happy to see you. And I'm happy that we have YouTube where you can go and watch for people talking about different things. And I want to share with you some of some of problems I had 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and which I want to solve somehow, and I want to talk about it. Yeah, the first and the biggest problem always has been self expression, socializing, and job, and being proud of yourself and feel yourself useful for society. And if you're adequate enough, yeah, it's important to you and it's important to every person. And some of our, I'd say, our generation tend to neglect those things, and they tend to love on those who just happy naturally and pursuing something better. What I mean is that when I was at school, I definitely was bullied, but not without the reason. Since I'm ADHD, I was always there were always too much of me in all scenarios, and people were usually, and like guys around me, my classmates. If I was just happy about something, there sometimes I was like, I feel that they look at me with some kind of suspicious. I was like, yeah, that's cool, I want to do this, that. And people around like, shut up, sit on your place and move your head down to the paper and just do what we tell you to do. And that's a pain which was inside of me, and while I was growing up, I misunderstood those things. I didn't understand the reason behind them, and the only thing that was in me left, what was left in me is only pain and misunderstanding. And now it's kind of time. And then I grew up, and I couldn't find myself in society applicable anywhere. There was there was kind of problematic for me to like to find myself, to find my place, and that's crazy. You know what I did? Yeah, I didn't have while I was growing up, I didn't have any particular goal from the years from 18 years old, 16, 17. I lost any hope in life. What was stupid? It was super stupid. And then up to 22 years old or around it, I was just partying, and that was all what I did. I pretend as cool guy, and yeah, I bit I hesitate to talk about it, to be honest, because it's so stupid for me now. And what changed me that the moment when I realized that I want to be a good person, and I have no hope to be a good person because now I'm a cool guy. So what I did is I just threw out all that imaginations in my brain, all that stupid dreams that were really stupid, and I just started to do really what life required from me at the moment. I decided to start from the university, and I started to study because I was always curious about sciences, and at some point I started to doubt myself and believe that I couldn't do any of that. I'm too stupid. I'm not made for science. And I started to dedicate time for math, and just because it's something that essential for every engineering discipline and for everything, and that's healed me. Of course, not only this, I also started to be more open to other people, to what they say. I started to listen to other people more. I started to sacrifice with my ego, which wasn't sacrifice. In fact, there was just adequate communication. Yeah, and I started to do sports, gym in particular, and it helped. It healed myself. It healed me. It healed my soul, and I started to sleep in time. I stopped going partying, and of course, I still feel lonely to some extent, but I find myself in doing math, in doing work, in hands-on, experience, and yeah, and reading scientific books helped me a lot because I started to reasoning the reality. I understood what is logic and how it applied, and that was always need inside of me for this desire for exploring things from the logical side. And yeah, inside desire for structure, if you have this, you kind of have to follow it. Science can help with that a lot, and it then project it on your life, on how you approach things, and at some point it bothers you when you have to explore new things, and you kind of can't because you expect them to be structurized, and not everything in this world is structurized. But I still believe you if you prefer structurized um, learning, you should follow it. It helps a lot. Yeah. And one sec, I'm back. Yeah. And it just at some point you still you just losing hope in normal in things in normal way. You just stop believing normal, I'd say normal values. Yeah, you just stop believe normal values, and that's a big misunderstanding. You start to neglect normal values, normal beliefs, normal communication, normal society, and that's the scariest thing to fall into for me. And the biggest problem of it is stopping to trust yourself, and it's so easy to fall in that state for me if I don't do any job or I don't know how to do it, and I just like stuck on the same place. It's kind of hurts a lot, and usually you somehow need to grind out from it. What helps is gym and good sleep habits, and be more kind to yourself, and making making out the contrast in your life where you working deep but also you rest as in heaven. I know it sounds too abstract and to some extent, and my English isn't perfect, but yeah, but it's so important to talk about it. So 3 years ago, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. I had no hope for any better career, any better job, any better future. And science helps a lot. Helps a lot. It gives you understanding that physical objects are possible. It's possible to toggle physical objects. I'm talking about physics. It's possible to make helpful algorithms for yourself or for other people. I'm talking about programming, and it's possible to formalize and explain abstract things, and thankful to math. Sorry. Yeah, that's kind of. My sister came home and she's noisy, and it's pissing me off because I uh, somehow making video. Yeah, so the career and things, and like you really want to have a good job, a good future, interesting life, and it's kind of not that easy when you neglect the society and you neglect everything, and it's hard to push through this, and it always will be hard. I don't know if it's only for me or for every person. I believe for every person, definitely. And yeah, for ADHD people especially, that's life is crazy for ADHD people. Guys, I understand you if you're one of them. So um it kind of it helps. It's not like your career will be fixed in one moment. You need to understand that career and the job which you get into, like, it takes enormous amount of time and experience which you have to invest. I mean, think about it for yourself. Like 4 years degree, right? 4 years degree. You kind of supposed to get in order to get some job in the field. In my country, nobody cares about degree. I know it sounds, you won't believe it, but it almost the way it is. I do think it's almost in every country. It's like minimal entry level, and you need to have some experience projects, and if you don't have internships locally in your country, it's kind of hard to gain this experience, hard to find people which going to help you on your way. And it's still possible to find mentors and people on the internet and books, and all that helps a lot. But yeah, for ADHD brain, it's hard because you usually focused on one thing. Either you're focused, or you're totally distracted, and it helps just to follow one way for some period of time, as it was for me. I just learned math for so long because I knew that I want to be well shaped in different directions, but first I need to build deep knowledge at some fundamental subject. Yeah, I didn't choose physics because um, country where I live, it's usually hard to do anything with physics. It's usually more IT, programming, and yeah, I decided to bet on math because betting solely on programming doesn't seem for me so stable, because eventually there's so big competition, and the question is very simple: is whether you have something um something special in you. Do you know something very well except of programming, and math is a very good point for this, so it enhances your career, I guess. But usually when we look at requirements for any job, it's hard to like usually see 20 different tools which are not clear how to use, and in which context you just study theory, whether it's machine learning or backend. You just study basics, language syntax, and then you see Redis, Kafka, whatever, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. I don't know how to use all this. Guys, chill. All those just tools, and you can study every which one of them for 1 week. So if there are 5 different tools, in month or two you will be ready, and you just need to build project using all of them, and that is like you already know how to use them. It's nothing in it. But yeah, fundamental knowledge is important, but usually employees look at the niche specific niche specific skills and niche specific software, whether it's AutoCAD, reading electronic schematics, or I don't know, PLC programming, if it's industrial automations, all that stuff. The question here is only where you will find practice, because for me, um, it's almost nothing to do with the electronics locally where I live, with automations as well. And we're left with software engineering, which I kind of hate because of this big competition and the constant need to prove that you're capable of doing things. And it's kind of pissing off at the moment. But yeah, you can still deal with that. You can just prepare for the interview, pass the interview, I guess, and then get your job and just be working at the same place without changing the job. If you hate to prepare for interviews and interview process as well as me, yeah, I just literally think that is nonsense, because it's like you checking for 10 years of experience of a guy just in 2 hours conversation. How how you going to cover and evaluate him based on that small piece of time? I hope we will find another method in the future, but okay, if it's interviews, I'm okay with that. Let's live with that for quite some time. Yeah, and yeah, it's kind of that it the university helped a lot to structurize material and understand how to master different subjects, and how it's how you need to approach subjects, how you need to evaluate the life from the cold science perspective, kind of like that, and what is fundamentals and first principles of anything what you do, and yeah, how to make your path easier. And yeah, I kind of missed on electronics and electrical engineering and physics. I'm not an expert at all that, and I'm planning to do it in the future if I will need to be honest, because most probably I will be so occupied with my job and duties, hopefully as a software engineer or whatever, that I won't need it. But I'm curious, and why not? So yeah, expertise and career is hard. It's not like you can be everywhere. You just need to stick to one place, and if you're scared that you might need to change your path in the future, just develop the fundamental knowledge, and that can be math, programming, or physics. From physics For physics and math, we then go to electronics. For programming and math, we go to, I don't know, distributed systems, machine learning, and stuff. And solely with programming, we go to software engineering, and backend with math, we go to teaching and research. And with physics, there are a lot of places to go. But it seems for me really hard to build projects there. I don't know how to do all of that, to be honest. I have STM32 board, just over here, and soldering materials. I just bought them, but I didn't really try to do anything with them, because yeah, I have so many things I'm occupied also with in parallel. It's hard. And yeah, I'd like to say that it's better not even to look to job postings and all that LinkedIn bullshit. It's really bullshit. It's really stopping you from the progress. Just focus on your knowledge and fundamentals and improve it step by step, year by year, and probably you will get somewhere because those things are crazy. Don't even look at this and that there. Just improve your fundamental knowledge, and I think it will lead you somewhere. Anyways, like 100%. Most of subjects that you given in the university, in my university specifically, we're given so many subjects that every one of them can be your job in the future solely. Yeah, and you just have this broad field of subjects, but you're not developing the exact, specialization, which is kind of problematic. And I think masters are made for that, but this old structure doesn't work because at my university, everything what I learned on my own. Yeah, no professor involved, nobody. Like I found teacher for math on my own to have consultations, and I had my own desire. The only thing that university gave to me is the really the structure, understanding of how fast I should acquire the material. And usually I skipped some subjects just to prioritize other ones as physics I skipped physics 1 and 2 and prioritized math because math is harder, and I did bunch processing of the whole math. Then when I opened the physics 1 and physics 2, it was much faster and easier for me to acquire because I already did all those differential equations and things on my own, and now I just need to read the material, and it's cool. For electronics, I already said I did nothing, which I'm proud of. uh, because I had to do so much of math. I liked it a lot, and yeah, and I target the programming career. So yeah, I kind of had to concentrate on that also. And yeah, developing expertise is a question, and the question is where you're going to apply it and whether you will be the software engineer or more hardware or automations, and the industry pay attention to this because it's important to where you can get the internship. If you don't have like big companies in your country, it's not the end of the world, to be honest. For me, I'm living in at Eastern Europe. I just went to a small company, small outsource company, and it's okay for me. And getting internship there, you're not choosing your specialization. It seems for me that it already died. All that basic university um, learning. I mean, it matters, but it only can help you to develop your professional future career, but it's not building it for you. It can help you to build your expertise and career, but it's not building it for you. I want to emphasize it. You're building it on your own, and you need to decide there what's going to be trade-offs, whether you're going to skip some subjects, some marks, or you're going to explore things on your own. Either you need to stick to the university for some time to build the structure as I needed. So I did it, and it was important. And I would like to continue. I would like to continue, if not the job, if not that much of what I have to do for the job, and I will continue definitely. Yeah, the education is long path. I only spent 2 years of studying on my own for math. Then I spent the last year I spent on uh, data science, deep learning, and software engineering. And still, I want to do something with physics. I really want to do something with electronics. I hopefully it will get in place, but it's all already too much to master on top for software engineering, and with all that nowadays competition, it's a big question if if I'm going to do anything with electronics and getting the real experience. Yeah. So yeah, those kind of trade-offs which you need to understand, that nobody gives a fuck in this world, to be honest. Like, you need to build your career on your own, and that's hard. That's hard to build your career on your own, in your personality. You don't know how to do it. Um, yeah, and it's okay that it's hard. It's really hard. It's not works the same way easy as you might think that it's easy for anybody in this world. Everybody was a beginner, okay? Everybody was a beginner. Everyone has his own pains and constraints, and something inside was stopping him, okay? But it's still possible. It's still possible to do all that stuff. It's still okay to make mistakes. It's still okay to make mistakes. It's still okay to be lost for a month, two, or even a year. But losing a hope, losing hope is pointless. It might happen to you, but you need to try to get it back. And I'm talking not to you only, I'm talking to myself, because it's still happening with me. I still have struggles. I still have, something was stopping me. And yeah, building career as engineer is definitely hard. It's so hard, especially with this imposter syndrome, when you like, I need to spend 5 additional years in front of books of studying, and like, yeah, it takes 10 years probably to build this career, like 4 years for basic degree, 2 years for masters maybe, and 4 additional years in production experience. So you're getting your shape as middle engineer in any kind of field. Yeah, for me it's was more of like 2 years of university, right? Like just rigorous math studying. Last year is data science and software engineering. It's only 3 years. And additionally, and there definitely something to add. Definitely something to add. At least 3 years for deepening my knowledge in software engineering and computer architecture and that kind of stuff. I think it's a long way. It's a long run. It's a marathon. I don't know if in your country it just works to get electrical engineering degree, which is so hard. It's so freaking hard, and just get a job as electrical engineer. Perfect, do it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like this where I live. So you have to push a lot. I mean, yeah, you have to push a lot. You need to prove everybody around that you're worth something, at least to give some piece of information or experience at any field. And if you experience the same struggles, bro, welcome to our world. It always was hard, and it always will be. And yeah, the reality is you should push, and you should take the full responsibility of yourself by yourself. Nobody is going to help you. I know it sounds mainstream that nobody going to help you, but I'm talking it. I mean, you understand the context. Yeah, it's really harsh and hard. Nothing to do with that, and that's only the point where it's cooler to do it with struggles than not doing it at all or not doing it ideally. Yeah, that's a fucking marathon, and me and you, we're planning to win. Thank you.